Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Carter Crunch Time.
I'm Keya.
That's not the intro. That's
What?
never been the intro.
thought
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of that J Carter Crunch Time.
J Swagger podcast. Like that? That was not okay? That was not right? Oh, my bad.
Hold on. In today's episode, special guest. Round of applause. Introduce yourselves to the people who don't know you from the gaming.
I'm Keya.
That's it?
What else want me to say about
I'm just
myself?
saying, like, my
We're
sister.
family.
my sister Keya, you guys have probably seen her in the gaming videos.
A little bit when he plays with me.
A little bit. But yeah, in today's episode of J Carter Crunch, if you're new to the J Carter podcast, this is a podcast where instead of writing in a journal, I kind of document my progress throughout, my 20s and my adulthood, just for anyone else to kind of see and learn from and help grow with me. This is not even my phone. Yes, sir. Okay. Did I send you the
Just that part.
And I have some more notes today. And without further ado, let's do this. All right. Before the video continues, I just want to give a big shout out to Urban Sprouts for allowing Keya and I to record today. If you're looking for plants, pottery, soaps, jewelry, flowers, candles, they have all of that. Even if you're looking for a little spot to just kick it and chill with, there are some amazing people and they are kind people. So shout out to Urban Sprouts for allowing us to come out and record that day. So the first topic today, and it's gonna be a little different. If you didn't see the Christmas one, I advise you guys go watch that. It's gonna be me asking Keya questions. So the first topic of today's episode is advice on trusting yourself. What in life has gotten you to a point where you are able to trust yourself a lot more than you were before?
I think the biggest thing that's helped me, because that's something I have struggled with for a long time, is therapy.
Okay.
Having that one-on-one time with somebody that is an outside perspective that doesn't know me, and to be able to kind of just relay what's in my head and have somebody kind of compartmentalize it and break it down for me, so it helps my thought process.
Okay. So it's like seeing it from like, I guess kind of like an outsider perspective has helped, instead of always seeing it from your...
Yeah, from my own perspective, or people that know me, they can still give a good perspective, but having somebody that doesn't know anything about any situation and that can just relay it, and then someone who is a professional in that field being able to.
If someone doesn't have many friends or people that they trust or a therapist to go to, is there anything that like you've done by yourself that has helped you trust yourself even more?
I had to learn to take time to myself.
Okay.
And because I'm naturally an overthinker, so I had to learn how to be comfortable just sitting with myself and trying to separate what is me and what is my overthinking.
Okay.
Like trying to find my inner voice and being like sitting down and being silent and just kind of listening to myself to try to find like my real voice.
I think, at least for me, I agree with what you said. I think therapy has helped, and listening to other people who you trust. Listen to other people who you trust, though.
Yes.
Don't listen to people, if you question their opinion, even the slightest,
Yeah.
don't trust them. Not saying don't have them be your friend, but just don't.
You can hang out with them. You can have a good time.
Right. There's certain friends that you don't need to always act. Like certain friends are for certain things. Not every friend has to be for the same thing.
Yeah.
But for me,
everybody has their function.
Meditation has helped with that for sure. Just controlling my inner voice, like I said last episode, and just always cluttering my mind with music or whether it's just watching TV whenever I felt bored. Getting times where I could be still definitely helped me like find and pinpoint what am I actually thinking and what's kind of the anxiety and overthinking.
Journaling's helped too. Following that same line of just having it be a stream of consciousness and just writing out everything that's coming to my mind, and then something I can read back.
I've been journaling, but I haven't read any of my journals just yet. So I'm gonna get into that though. But I have been journaling. And then, are you still struggling with certain areas in your life that you are trusting yourself with? Because I think, okay, for me, if it helps, I think I'm struggling with trusting myself. I don't even know if it's more of a trust, but I kind of not even humble myself, but I lessen my skill when it comes to certain things. So I don't trust myself to help people. So like in one-on-ones, if someone asked me a question, I'd kind of give more of a broad answer instead of, I think sometimes when I feel like I can give them a better answer. I don't know. I think like I said, I overthink certain things, so I think trusting myself with helping people is hard for me. That's kind of why I do these podcasts, just because it's like I can give examples from my specific life, so someone doesn't take it and be like, "Oh, well, this is the advice he's giving specifically for me." Yeah. This is just the way that I've kind of seen my life, and try to help myself. So I think it's hard for me to trust myself to help people.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I like to be as helpful as I can. Usually that comes in the form of like doing things more so than like trying to give advice. I'm a pretty good listener and I think people feel comfortable talking to me, but I unless I feel like super strongly about something, giving advice is something that's hard for me because I always feel like if I give a very specific advice and they follow it and it doesn't turn out the way that I was thinking or hoping when giving the advice, that I would feel responsible for any outcome. And that always felt so heavy to me and overwhelming. So I'm like, no, I'll just be very general in that. So I'm similar, but I don't know if it's the same.
Do you think that you know or have ways to help with that? You're just not wanting to do it? Because I think when it comes to helping people, I know that there's ways to get there, but for me, it's like I know that I have to get more confident within myself and realize that like I've done a lot, so to stop downplaying myself.
Yeah.
But because I don't want the world to see me as a not it's not cocky. It's like what's the other word for that? Arrogant.
Oh,
Arrogant.
yeah,
I don't want people
yeah.
to see me as an arrogant person,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
know like not to kind of care what the world like. If someone's asking me something, I should know that they're trusting me to help them, but I don't even trust myself to help them. So I know that there's ways to do that.
Yeah.
Which is be more confident and don't think about the world.
Yeah.
But
I think that's something
I'm more scared to, I guess, do that.
I think once we learn to trust ourselves, then we'll feel more comfortable giving that advice that people are seeking. So I think people naturally gravitate towards us.
So you don't think there's anything that people can do? That you can do that for you?
Wait.
Like, is there anything that like that is something that you struggle with, and there's ways to help it? You just
On the advice giving part, or still the trusting?
Still the trusting yourself, like in areas that you don't trust yourself in. Are there ways that you can fix that? You just haven't gone to it. Like, are you scared to do it, or just hasn't been enough time to do it?
It's something I'm still working on, and I have come leaps and bounds from where I was before. It's mostly just counteracting what my mind naturally does, because I kind of go through like a negative headspace. I think they call it monkey mind. I think it's something like that. So I have to be proactive and kind of being my own cheerleader, because my mind has always been my worst enemy. It's always been so negative. So I've been really intentional about like saying little mantras to myself, like, you got this, you can do this, giving myself examples of what I've been able to do in the past. So just learning to be your own cheerleader and just being really intentional.
Positive affirmation.
Giving myself
positive affirmations work. They
does.
really work. If you continue to feed your mind with negative thoughts about yourself, you're not going to believe what everyone else says about you. So it's like, unless it's negative. Just like positive affirmations, they really work. I
had to learn not to rely on that from other people. I think that's what I was doing, trying to get that validation externally, but I wasn't getting what I needed from that. So
I don't even know if, at least for me, I don't even know if I like looked in it for other people. I didn't believe it because I didn't give it to myself. It's not even, sometimes you don't even look for it, but you just won't believe it when people tell you certain things. Just because you've already made it up in your mind.
That is not true.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But okay.
May I throw one in?
A question?
That's right. Can you explain?
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm out the window.
Okay.
Explain the difference in your world between intent and impact. Because as the commentator, I'm a person who deals with impact to where other individuals do with intent. And in understanding that, how does that open up relationship or open up conversations?
For me, because that's just something I started thinking about from the commentator who asked this question in having these discussions, because I never really thought about it before. But recently I've learned that impact does matter, right? But for me, if I know the intent behind it, if it was malicious, then obviously that, for me, that's going to make the impact even worse. if it was a bad impact. But if I learned that they weren't malicious in the intent, like whatever the reason is, they thought they were doing something good, but on my end, how I received it was bad, or they just didn't think about it, like what have you. If it wasn't a malicious intent, then for me, like, I don't know if it lessens the impact, or if it just helps me move past it a little easier. If I think it's malicious, then we gonna talk about it. It's gonna be an issue. We're gonna have to see how the relationship can proceed or not. But if I know the intent wasn't malicious, then that opens up a little more room for discussion for me, and seeing how we can move forward to make sure that doesn't happen again. If that makes sense.
No, I think I'm more of a. I think I don't. I think intent for me impacts it. Like I'm not like the intent is the impact because I'm not used to. I wouldn't even say I'm not used to it, but like I don't do nice things for or I used to not do nice things for myself. So when people did nice things for me, that would impact me a lot. So when people, I'm trying to think of it like an example, when people just say like, oh, because I wear glasses, not all the time, but I wear glasses. So when people say like, oh, nice glasses, that for me, like their intent was to be nice. And I may not care about my glasses, but it was the fact that they went out of their way to do something.
So
That to
many
me,
bigger impact.
indeed. And then when it goes to like negative things, if I know that you've done something to purposefully be malicious,
Yeah.
you done.
Yeah.
You done. Ain't no, I'm not the type of person to talk about it. You done. Because there's no way I'm gonna surround myself
Yeah.
with somebody who's gonna intentionally try to hurt me and then be like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna forgive them, but you done. I'm
Yeah.
moving different now.
Yeah. Do this on purpose or not kind of thing. And then if I realize that it was done intentionally, then yeah, I'm moving different. Depending on what the thing is, we can either still be like acquaintances and like if I see you we're cool kind of thing, or I gotta like let's not even acknowledge each other.
But I feel like I guess I don't know. I guess I don't even know what impact would be without intent. Like if someone, I guess if someone gives you like a Christmas gift that they didn't intend to mean as much to you, but I feel like that's, yeah, I don't know what impact would be then without intent. I feel like there can be no impact with no intent. Like if I gave you something um to not be malicious and to be like a good thing, but you took it as malicious, but you knew that it wasn't coming from like a malicious feeling, I don't think you would take it the same as if like I gave you something and it was malicious and you took it malicious. Like I feel like intent has everything to do with impact.
Yeah. One example I can think of for an individual where it may be that case, like let's say they did get a gift, Christmas gift, birthday gift, whatever. They open it and let's say they've told this person in the past what they would have wanted as a gift, and this person gives them something completely different. So now this person receiving the gift, yes, this person is trying to be nice, they're trying to give this gift to you, but in their mind, they already told you what they wanted and you didn't get it for them.
So the impact is less
Yeah,
because the intention.
The impact is more because then even though the intent is this person did want to give you a gift, they care about you, but they didn't listen to you before when they already told you what they wanted. So in their mind, I told you the thing that I wanted. Okay. You obviously didn't listen because you got me something completely different. Even though, you're looking happy, you gave me a gift, I know you care about me. So I can see it in that way where even though it's a good intention in giving the gift, in their mind, well, you didn't listen to me before, so this is impacting me.
I feel that. She's talking about me, y'all. She's talking about me.
Oh, no. Was it?
I don't know.
I was talking about the commentator. That was an example of the commentator because we talked about it before.
How you brought up the impact of the intent. I think impact can't happen without intent, but I think intent can happen without impact.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Intent can have
Mine went blank. Say it again.
Intent can happen without impact, but impact can't happen without intent. Like, well, not that it can't happen, but the impact is definitely a majority of the impact is definitely like has to do with the intent of what they're taking. Like if I say, oh, you're really smart, and my intent is to say like you're really smart. You take it different than be like, oh yeah, you're smart. You know what I'm saying? When
Ah,
it's the same
got
thing,
it, got
but
it.
the intent
Yeah,
changes the
that
impact.
inflection in the voice is real.
Right? Right.
So the inflection.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Just thought that was a good analogy on saying that you can have
Yeah.
impact, but you can't have it without intent because you intended to do something. Now you're
Yeah.
trying to live through to that to where
Right.
the
Right.
intent of being supportive
Yeah.
in different ways. I think, to wrap it up, one thing I think is being supportive to others. Do you guys find it hard if you don't necessarily understand either their love language or what truly makes them happy? But if they tell you, even though in your world it wouldn't mean anything to you, it weighs heavy with them. Is it hard for you guys to then do something that would impact them if you don't either agree with it or you don't understand?
I can answer that first, at least. I think it's very hard for me to do something for someone, to go out of my way to do something for someone if I truly don't understand the impact behind it. Because it's like, I don't know how if I go out of my way to do something for someone and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if they'll take this in a positive way, or if I think that they'll take this other thing in a more positive way, even though they told me, if I don't understand it, it's still just hard for. Not that I don't want to do it, it's just hard for me to do it.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm similar. If I don't understand what a person's love language is, or if I don't understand what it is that would make them happy or have them feeling supported, then all I can rely on is my mind. And as an overthinker, that can go in a million different directions. So then trying to choose which path I think is best is really difficult. But I guess it's also kind of hard for me to ask somebody how they do feel supported. I've been trying to be a little better at that, but then some people don't even know how to explain that to somebody.
But then I think that also goes into, like, again with the impact and intent thing. Then it kind of just cycles again where it's like, okay, but my intent was to just be as kind, or to do something, kind for you. But then, like you said with the present thing, if it's not something that I asked you to do, the impact's just gonna be a little different. So I think that's really like it's a blurred vision right there. Some that
People are different, so it can be hard
people are
to.
very different. Just, I guess my advice then would to be, one would just to be kind, just to be kind and to listen, to truly listen, be kind, and to just always have good intent. Never having malicious intent. Just, you get into a loop. If you do malicious to someone, they're gonna feel like they need to do something back to you,
Matching
and then
energies.
it's just gonna go back and forth, and then you're gonna wonder why, like, oh, that relationship didn't work. It's because the intent. So yeah, just be kind, listen.
Yes, listening is important.
You got any advice? And that
In that, to answer the other part of it, if somebody does tell you what they need to feel supported, if it's something, just communicate whether that is something that you are or not able to do, and then that gives the other person the ability to know how to go forward with that, like letting them have that choice of
Just
being
talk-
fully informed. So yeah,
just
communicating.
communicate, listen, be kind, really solves everything. That, I feel like those are some solid pieces of advice. Those solve a lot.
Yeah,
Like what they say, like in a marriage, good communication
it's really important.
is very important. Same thing goes for relationships. Don't just think that's a marriage. That goes throughout anything: friendships, family,
Yeah,
bosses, managers, coworkers. It's
yeah.
communication all throughout. Just communicate.
Even
Just
if you don't
communicate.
know how the outcome
Just
will
communicate.
be, it gives the other person the ability to make a choice, make a decision.
Right.
Don't try to control the outcome.
So the second question, this is a new day, by the way, if you can't tell by the outfits,
And the
is
hair.
hardest hurdle during adulthood. Only because for me, this was a question for me, just because I don't know how it is going through 20s, and I don't know if what I'm doing is correct, and the path that I'm going is, I should continue down that path. So what was like your hardest hurdle during adulthood? Was it for me? Sorry to cut you off, but like finding yourself, because I think I'm trying to find myself as an adult to become kind of that man that I want to become, and so that's the hardest thing, is just trying to find myself where I fit in, the people I can surround myself by
Mhm.
or surround myself with that push me in a positive direction, or should I spend most of my adulthood by myself,
Mhm.
kind of just focusing on me, work?
Yeah, that was basically me in my 20s. I think I've historically not trusted myself. So I kind of let other people's opinions on me inform who I was. So I never really knew myself by my own definition. So I spent my 20s just kind of in that cycle, letting other people define me, different people doing it not feeling right and switching around. Um, but I'm in an era now where I am trying to do that work to find myself by my own definition.
So for people like myself too, that are out there that have the question of kind of how to find yourself, like where do you start? Do you start with asking the people around you? Do you start with just kind of trying to figure out by yourself? Do you start with watching podcasts, videos,
That can help. That's
or from your personal experience? Because I do a lot of these for personal, just because I don't like to be like, this is what you should do without anything to back it up, and then people go down the wrong path. So I want to just do personal experiences, just because if they've worked for you, they may work for somebody else.
it's valid. I think I said in the other one that therapy was really helpful. I
Yeah.
think I just got to a point um, where I even had other people telling me that therapy may be a good option to really talk out the things that I was struggling with, and it did. Having that external um, person giving their point of view on situations, I found that pretty helpful. It helped me unravel the different definitions that I let people have for me and really start breaking down who do I think I am.
Okay. What about for people who are scared to go to other people? Or was there any point where you kind of just couldn't do therapy for like that month or that week, or you just didn't want to go, or you had to figure out a way to continue trying to deal with the biggest hurdle in your adulthood?
It's a good question. There's definitely a lot of times where when I started therapy, I didn't want to go back, and not because I didn't like my therapist, just the process of starting to talk about things when you're not used to it or unraveling things is really difficult and scary. And I didn't
Yeah.
like that feeling, but then I realized I liked the feeling more of like how I felt accomplished after each session, even if it was heavy. I like that feeling more than when I would skip a session here or there and I would let things overcome me again. For people where that's not feasible at this time,
Before you continue, so you would say like an actual hurdle, that like looking at a hurdle is hard to do, but once you get over that jump, you kind of
oh,
feel
for
more
sure.
accomplished. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're in front of the hurdle, it looks like a behemoth. Like there's no way I could ever jump over this
Right.
thing, but it really is that first step is the hardest to make, but once you do make it, it's well worth it. It's just real scary. So I think the people you surround yourself with is really important too, because you definitely want to have those cheerleaders for you that are there on the sidelines telling you like you got this, like you can jump that hurdle.
So would you say like, because at least I think that a lot of people don't like being alone, so it's hard to get rid of the people that they know aren't
Mm.
pushing them forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to think. I think I know for me, it wasn't that hard, just because I've had so many different friends in different
Yeah, we've been put
groups.
into different
Right. That
environments.
way, like I knew what was good for me and what wasn't, so it wasn't
Mm.
hard to kind of let go of people, just because sometimes in the past I wasn't even a choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for some people that the people they surround themselves with now are kind of their everything, and
Mm.
a lot of people are, you know, scared to kind of be by themselves. So what would you?
Recommend for that?
The, these are some hard hurdles during adulthood. That's why I
There
said for
are.
me, becoming an adult is hard for me, just because I want to. We all, I think, have like when you're 20, you want to be in a certain place by 30, and I just want to make sure that I'm, we all want to take
Progressing.
right. We all want to take the right step. I don't want to be the same person I was 16 at 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Growth is important. I think that is a little harder.
Question.
Yeah, I think because of our upbringing, we were put into so many different environments. So
We can always come back to that question. You can come back to the podcast. We can always come back to that question.
Let me think on that, because I'll think on that, but I'll have an answer
So you'll
next
come
time.
back on the podcast, is what you say?
Of course.
Okay.
If y'all will have me.
Okay, that's fair. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to say this in the least, because if you don't know me personally, I probably haven't, which a lot of you guys don't, but it's hard for me to be I have a hard time with empathy. And so I'm trying to say this in the best way possible, but it's kind of, I don't even know who sang the song, but like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Like it's literally that. Like you have to
Kelly Clarkson.
go like it's gonna hurt, but afterwards it's going to make you stronger. It's just
I think it's the fear of the pain that people get tripped up on. For me, for sure.
I was gonna say, for me, it's the fear of not even just the pain, but knowing that the pain made me stronger, like trying to get to the point where the pain actually made me stronger. Because for me, I can deal with the pain, but it's when I get to a point where it's like, how do I know if this pain really helped? That's what scares me. So
for sure, that outcome, the not knowing the outcome, even after going through that pain, that stopped me for so long.
So I would just say that,
intuition.
It's always going to be scared, obviously, especially because we were talking about leaving people behind and moving on from people. So it's always going to be scared to do that.
I wouldn't say like leaving people behind, but I think people can grow in different
directions. Yes. And so it's never a bad thing. If you in life, you should be your biggest priority, but sometimes you should be your biggest priority.
It should be one of your tops.
Right. So don't care. Like, don't worry about what people think. People are always going to have opinions no matter what. So you should take care of yourself. If you truly feel as if people are holding you back, I know it's scary, but again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Kelly Clarkson.
There's something that somebody said, tells me.
I don't know if that's the lyrics.
I don't know about that last part. That part is that you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's why self-care is so important, making sure you're one of your own priorities, because you can't help others to your fullest extent if there's nothing to pull from. So think of it like that.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've kind of sat in my room and recorded a video. All my my most recent videos have kind of been outside. But this podcast it's a little different than my last ones. This was filmed in like 3, 4, 5 different days. I don't really know. I recorded this with Keya. This is the last question on my podcast. Also, if my voice sounds a little weird, I'm just getting off of being sick. So the last question that I had for this video was, what keeps you, because I was planning on recording this with Keya, but life gets in the way. People get busy. I get sick. And so the last question was, what keeps you so motivated? What keeps me so motivated, truly is being able to impact people's lives in a positive way. Being able to see people who I'm close to, people who I've not even met yet, people who maybe I'm destined to meet, come to me and say that my videos impacted them. Or when they come to me and say that they felt motivated from my videos, or that they say more positive things about my videos, truly just because I've switched my content over into what I believe is what God is calling me for, but into what I believe can help people my age, older than me, younger than me, that go through similar experiences. And so when people come back to me and say, hey, the video that you made helped me in this situation, or the video that you made helped me in that situation, it truly means something to me, and it truly keeps me motivated to keep making these videos, to keep putting hours in to editing videos, to keep finding different locations to record the videos so it's visually pleasing, along with the video makes sense. Before I end this video, I just want to say that you guys are doing great. I apologize for not getting this out on Monday. I truly was sick. If you can't even tell my voice has never even been like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was coughing a whole bunch. I'm just now having the ability to be able to talk again. But I was gonna record a podcast on yesterday. I couldn't talk. I legitimately could not talk. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys made it to the end and you enjoyed what Keya and I had to say. I want to just say that when it comes to the structures of my videos, I plan for it to be a lot better, sound a lot better, look a lot cleaner, and to just flow a lot better. this is still in the process of my creation, of me creating the thing that is in my head. So I just pray that you guys can truly enjoy the process and take something from each of these videos. But before these videos end, I like to say a little prayer. So, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. I want to thank you for allowing Keya and I to share our wisdom and to share our experiences to help people who watch this video. I want to thank you for allowing this person to watch this video to know that they are more than what they are right now, and they truly have a purpose. I want to thank you for continuing to just give us the gift of love and peace, and you continue to shine your light down on all of us. I want to thank you for allowing us to be here to enjoy the sunny days, the rainy days, the cold days, the warm days, the hot days, all the things that we don't really appreciate. I just want to thank you for. I want to thank you for my voice. I know it's gone right now, but it'll be back. And so I want to just I want to ask that you continue to just bless these people's lives. Anyone that's watching this video, I want to ask that in whatever area they need help in their life, I pray that you can shine your light and your grace down on it. I pray that you don't allow them to give up on themselves. I pray that where they are right now, they know that this is just a little mark in their life and that they have so much more, and they are worth so much more, and they are so much more. I want to pray that your love is able to shine down on them more than anything. But I want to thank you for everything, and in Jesus' name I pray, amen. I pray that you guys enjoyed this video. I want to say that I love y'all. Hopefully, I don't even know anymore, but hopefully the next podcast is next Monday. If not, the schedule might be a little funky for a little bit and then get back on schedule. But hopefully the next podcast is on Monday after recorded at night. So just a little sneak peek. It's going to be an at-night podcast, and it's still going to be outside. Don't worry. It's not going to be in the crib. I already have yeah, I want to say that I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Peace.